Hi, baseball fans. I'm Denny Dwyer. I'm the Community Education Coordinator for the Portland Area Schools, and we'd like to show you some of the highlights of this year's 1994 Spring Training Baseball Camp, the 7th annual event of its kind, featuring our guest stars, Dave Rozema, Gates Brown, and Rick Leach. We had a great day. We avoided the rain, and we had a super time with the kids and all the instructors, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching the program, and maybe even some of you will see yourselves in it. Sit back and enjoy the program. Okay, we're once again out here at Little League Park. We have the main man that made this whole thing possible. Bill Warden is the chairman of the board for your Little League. Bill, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Another April day out here, but it seems like kids are having a good time and the fields are in great shape.
They always have a good time at these Tiger camps. I mean, they're elated to be here.
We're super being here. This is our 7th camp, obviously, but we were just talking, I think it's our 5th year here at Little League Park, and
right.
We're real happy to be here. It's one of the best complexes, I think, in the state. And you got some people that really worked on these diamonds a lot and got them ready to go.
Yes, we do. Larry Mosrak, Ron Hodgins, many guys. To name them all would be impossible because it takes. We have a 14-member board, and everybody is working winter, summer, spring to keep this park the way it's looking, and so we can have Tiger camps and we can have baseball seasons.
Well, it's the best place to have. We got 4 diamonds going out here, and like I said, the weather so far is cooperating. We got the concession stand open.
Yes, we do.
We got some Little League volunteers that are working in the concession stand, and
yes.
Just to say now, we really appreciate all the help you guys give us. It couldn't happen without you. So
at lunchtime, they'll have hot dogs. They'll have whatever they want. So.
Terrific. All right, this is Bill Warden, Port Huron Little League, and once again, I want to thank them for letting us have the camp here.
Kiwanis Club of Port Huron, we're proud to be a sponsor again this year of this camp. It's a wonderful camp for all the kids. I know my son's a participant this year for the first time, and he's been looking forward to it for quite a while. He's having fun, and he's going to learn from some of the greats.
I think it's great for the community. I'm not sure how often this has been going on, if this is the first year or not, but my grandson is here for the first time. I would support it years to come.
Hi. Yeah, it's a great thing. Bring the family down here. I get to see Gates Brown. I used to go see him play at Tiger Stadium. It was a beautiful thing. I loved it. And I wanted my kids to experience a little Tiger spirit. So here I am showing them off a little bit. It's fun.
Okay, one of our special guests here at the 94 Spring Training Camp is Rick Leach. Rick played with the Tigers from 81 to 83.
Correct.
Also played a little football. You might know him from that. And Rick, you've been doing the outfield segment today. What kinds of things are you trying to accomplish?
Well, Denny, the different age groups that they have here, mainly we just try and give them a good, sound fundamentals of things that they can think of, working with the outfielders, to stay in front of the ball on ground balls, to keep the ball in front, a lot similar to like an infield would. That way, if it takes a bad hop, you can use your body to keep it down. Hopefully, if you play it off to the side or don't get down in a good crouch, the ball can go between your legs and turn a single into a double or triple. And just try and, I prefer, especially with young kids, when they're catching pop-ups in the outfield, to use two hands. A lot of kids watch TV, of course, and maybe see some college games or especially professional games now, and everybody catches in one hand. And I try and teach the kids, I prefer to have them have two hands. That way, if it hits off the top of the glove or even on the heel, their other hand is close where they can still make a catch. But
Do you see with this age group, we see it a lot, obviously, at Little League, and when you do these kind of camps, a lot of times kids see playing the outfield as almost, well, I'm not good enough to play someplace else. And obviously your standpoint, which we believe too, is it's a real important position. Keep the ball in front of you or it's going to be 2-3 bases, home run, whatever.
Well, sure, and a lot of kids, I think, especially at a young age, all want to be on the infield because that's where the most action is. In fact, I've got a 7 and a 10-year-old son. They played Little League baseball, and I've coached a little bit, and after a couple innings go by, a lot of times you see the kids out there picking dandelions instead of paying attention. But, you know, especially as you get older, and you're going to talk to Dave Roseman here, who's a pitcher, and I think any pitcher would say they prefer to see a lot of good outfielders there to run down when they make a mistake every once in a
Sure,
while.
and that does happen. Okay.
Not with Dave, but
Not
other
with
pitchers.
Dave, other pitchers, that's right. Okay, this is Rick Leach. Okay, another special guest here at the 94 Spring Training Baseball Camp is Dave Roseman. Dave's been
Howdy,
here a
Danny.
couple of years.
Yes, sir. I love it up here.
We
You know,
finally got outside.
well, I know it's sometimes in April we get that rainy season, so it was kind of nice being outside.
So you got the long sleeves on. Good thing
Well,
for teach the pitchers.
I teach the pitchers a few things. You got to stay warm. Sometimes in Michigan, it's a little boring out there when you're when you're cold. Blow on that hand. Keep the sleeves on. Wear your coats. When you throw the ball, take them out.
What are some of the things I noticed in the pitching camp? Obviously, you're looking at pitching and throwing, same kind of
Exactly.
fundamentals. What kinds of things basically do you see the kids doing wrong when they come out there? And obviously, what are the main things you're trying to emphasize they should pay attention to?
Well, a lot of times I see the kids, they lose balance on the pitcher's mound, and you're going to have a lot of balance on there. I tell them it's kind of like dancing. You know, you get the rhythm, and the thing is, be comfortable on the mound. Go nice and slow, relax, take a deep breath, and then you throw your ball. Keep your arm up. There's a lot of things in pitching because it's a name of the game.
Sure.
I know there's a lot of kids out there I talk to they've been out there when their team's ball four, especially when you're talking 7, 6, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. And that's what really bores them is when the pitcher's throwing a lot of balls. So I try to teach them to hold the ball in certain positioning to get more of a straighter ball, kind of an outfielder's fastball.
So throw
It
cross
works
seam?
cross seam because it goes straight. Infield, you have to learn to throw cross seam anyway, so you don't get the fade on the ball or the hook. And then as they get a little older, they get used to the strike zone. You teach them to throw sinkers, curveballs, the rest of the things. Older guys, I'm going to take them out here in a little bit, show them how to throw a little bit of the curveball. Just break a few off here and there, maybe a changeup, something like that, because they're the older advanced guys, they're 14, 15-year-olds. I can teach them things now because they can pick it up quicker. The younger kids, what I try to do is go my 4-point stance as far as my windup, nice and easy, 1, 2, 3, and then release the ball. A lot of kids, they haven't got the drive with their back legs yet, the follow through. I tell them that they're infielders, and when they release the ball, they're infielders. And it's only going to help themselves during a game.
Sure.
So there's a lot of important things about pitching. And,
You talked a little bit about the concentration too earlier. You said sometimes a kid will go out there in the mound, especially at a young age, and they're not really focused into what they're supposed to be doing, which, you know, control and mechanics
That's
all
right.
fall into that.
That's
So-
right. Well, see, I really emphasize with the dads, the coaches, teach them these things. But as they get to a certain other age, they got to learn that extra step to be better, to be in our shoes.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, all the kids right here, you teach them how to bend the back, get the techniques down. And if they want to excel into playing more baseball, and then it's the other things they got to find. They got to throw the curveball when they get 13, 14, 15 years old. They got to throw strikes. They can't walk everybody because now you run into hitters, like when Rick was young. Gator was young. Now you're getting thrown everywhere. You're going around towns, playing in older leagues, where if you only got a curveball, they're going to smash you.
Yeah.
So you got to throw strikes. You're going to take balls. You got coaches out there bunting the ball, hit and run. You're going to find the whole aspect of baseball, and it starts with the pitcher. Pitching will knock down hitting any time.
That's it.
And pitching win your games, and so that's the name of the game.
Okay, great. Dave Rosemont, thanks for being here
Sure.
again.
Sir, thanks, Danny.
Okay, here at the 1994 Spring Training Camp, one of the things we're really trying to emphasize this year is hitting, and we're real lucky to have Gates Brown. This is, I think, the second or third time Gates has come up, and we're real happy to have him. Gates, in the hitting segment, first of all, I want to remind some of the people that are watching the program, you played with the 68 Tigers, right? And then you were the hitting instructor on the 84 Tigers, 2 world champions.
Right.
Did you see a difference between those two teams?
Well, you know, I think the 68 team was more balanced, and when I say this, I mean we had better pitching. We had McLean and Lolich and Earl Wilson. We might have had the edge in power. Now the 84 team, they had a lot of power in Gibson and Parrish and Trammell and Whitaker. You know, it's close to compare. You know, it'd be tough to compare each club, but I'd have to give the edge to the 68. I'm partial to 68.
There you go, sure. Well, when you're out there working hitting now, we're talking 7 and 8 year old kids in some cases. What kinds of things, basic things, are you emphasizing to them?
Well, you know, when it comes down to hitting, that's the toughest thing in sports to do, Denny. You know, it's a round ball, round bat, but you got to hit it square. And if you don't use what you got going for you, it makes it a little more difficult. There's 3 things that I stress in hitting. Number 1 is you got to make the pitcher throw you a strike. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, hitting is tough. Every 10 times you get up, a hitter's going to make 7 out. That makes you a 300 hitter. So it's what you got to do with those other 2.5 to 3 hits you got to work with. And first of all, strikes. You got to make the pitcher throw the ball over the plate to get a good strike at. Young kids like we're working with today, I teach, you know, you try to get them a nice level swing. Most kids, if you watch the arc of their bat, they come up on the ball.
Right.
What I'd like to do is get down on the ball, and this way it enables them to hit line drive. Okay. You should always try to hit line drives down because those are the toughest balls to catch. Those lazy fly balls, I mean, as bad as I was, I could catch them. But I would like for them to hit line drives down. That's the way I teach. And the third thing that I stress is, you know, it's a simple phrase. If you always say to yourself, I'm going to watch the ball hit the bat when you're hitting, that keeps your head right where it should be. A lot of kids you'll see, when they start to swing their bat, their head will go with the bat, which is wrong. You always keep your head straight and throw the bat past your head. You never turn, because the first time, if I start turning away from the ball, your shoulders are going to leave. Your shoulders should always be at the pitcher. You always stride at the pitcher and throw the bat past your head. Your head should end up on, if I'm a left-handed hitter, it end up on my left shoulder. If you're a right hand, it should end up on your right shoulder. And following the ball is very important, because if you don't see it, you can't hit it.
So try to make it real simple. Hit their pitch, get a strike, hit the ball square, and keep your eye on it right through the point of contact.
Those are the 3 things that I stress. And if they throw strikes, if the hitters make the pitcher throw the ball over the plate, they're going to get a good cut at it. And you can't do any more than hit the ball hard and hope that you get base hits. But what we try to teach kids at this age is to learn good habits. Don't want to give them a lot to think about. Get you a good strike, always swing level, and always watch the ball hit the bat.
You were talking earlier, too, and I guess I respect this from the standpoint of you being one of the greatest pinch hitters I think baseball's ever seen, that your mentality when you went to the plate was different. It was not that the pitcher was controlling everything. It was that you were going up there and you were going to get your pitch sooner or later, and you're going to hit it hard.
That's the way I approach it.
It's like an offensive kind of thing.
That's the way, I mean, Denny, you can be a pitcher and have 3 or 4 pitches. I don't try to guess pitch by pitch with you.
Okay.
You know, I try to teach the hitters, if you look for the fastball and adjust to the other pitches, then you can have a better chance of hitting, because if you look for something slow, curveball or changeup, and the pitcher throw you a fastball, there's no way you're going to hit it. But I can look for something hard. You can always slow your swing up, but you can't speed it up. So I can look for something hard, and if it's a curveball, I can stop my bat and still get something behind it. Sure. And that was my game. I look fast, adjust to all the other pitches.
Great. Gates, thanks again for being here. This is Gates Brown.
My pleasure.
Here at the 1994 Spring Training Camp, one of our fourth segment is the infield segment. We were real lucky to have Greg Wagner, who's teaching the infield segment. Greg coaches at Portage High School, played a lot of softball in this area, and where'd you play high school ball at?
I played at Midland Dow High School.
Oh, you played at Midland, okay. Been an infielder forever? So we thought we'd bring you out here. What are some of the things you're seeing? First of all, what do you emphasize in the infield?
Well, to play infield, you need to use both your hands. There's no point using one hand. You need to mate your hands. And I had the kids take their gloves off today so that they'll get used to catching the ball with their glove hand and having that other hand right there. And I call that mating your hands. And that way, as soon as the ball gets in your glove hand, your other hand's going to come in, take it, and then you're going to be set up to throw, and you can release the ball.
Eliminates that old, pick it up with the one, throw it up in the air, and grab it and throw it, and all that fancy stuff that doesn't work.
I love my glove, but you have to learn early that you have to be able to catch and throw the ball, and you have to do it as fast as you can. The faster you can do it, the more people you get out. And the young guys did a real nice job today working on catching and throwing the ball. I was real happy with them.
What kinds of things do you do with them to get them to look the ball into the glove? Obviously, that last couple of feet is where most of your errors are made. Do you anything special to show them how to do that? Or
Well, the best thing is just position. I think having your two hands ready to catch the ball and in position as far as kind of sitting down. I told them that you're almost going to want to try and think about sitting in a chair, take that position and lower yourself, and just watch it all the way in. A lot of young people have a tendency to let the ball go about 5 feet away from them, and that's the big thing, is catch the ball in front of you and look it right into your hands, and you'll have good success. I know that's one thing I always try and remind myself day in and day out, is watch the ball all the way to your glove, and good
Stay
things
down.
will happen.
Sure,
Yeah.
you get people like, even now, Alan Trammell, Lou Whitaker, the people that these guys watch on TV all the time, practice that very same thing. Obviously, before a pitch, they're real low and down to the ground, and that's some of the things that you're just talking about.
When younger players look at professional players, what they don't realize sometimes is that they're doing a lot of basic things correctly all the time. And you need the basic things developed. And a very basic thing a pro baseball player is going to tell you is you have to be able to use both your hands on the infield and catch the ball in the palm of your glove. Not in your web, but in the palm of your glove, so you can get it in and out.
Great. Greg Wagner, thanks for being here, Greg.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Danny.
it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the highlights of the 1994 Spring Training Camp. Hopefully, we'll see you out there at the 1995 edition sometime towards the end of April, early May. Once again, we'd like to thank the staff of CPHS 6 for producing this program for us. And now I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors.